I will show you how to connect a running Jupyter notebook on a remote server, in the present case to Kebnekaise, to your local VS Code editor. In my case, this is the editor that is running on my Windows machine. So you will need to follow the previous tutorial that shows how to connect to a remote server. The record is in the description of this video. So first of all, to connect to the servers, you go to the corner where it says open a remote window, and then you go to connect to host and select the name Kebnekaise. And this will ask you for your password to Kebnekaise. So now it's connected to the server Kebnekaise, and this is the window that will work with Kebnekaise, as you can see here. So after this, you can open the folder that you want. I will use this one where I have a notebook. And this is asking me for the password again for Kebnekaise. And here I can see the content of the directory. And I also get a terminal that is now on Kebnekaise. So for instance, here I will open a Jupyter notebook. And to display the Jupyter notebook, you need to install a app or an extension, as it is called in VS Code. You search for Jupyter and you install this extension here. And after that, you will be able to visualize the notebook in a Jupyter notebook format. So here on the corner, you can see that you can select some kernel, but currently no kernel is running, so you need to start a kernel. And for doing that, you can create a file or a batch script. In my case, it's called job.dask.sh. And here you start with a standard batch script where you write your project ID, the time that the Jupyter notebook will run, the number of tasks, the number of cores per task. And this is some constraint that I'm using because in this type of CPUs, this version of Jupyter Lab and Dask is present. So if you need another Jupyter Lab and Dask versions, then you should modify this. You can search for the available versions of Jupyter Lab and Dask when you type module spider on the command line on the different login nodes that we have, AMDs and Skylakes. So once the modules are loaded, you execute Jupyter Lab with these flags, no browser, and the IP to release the name of the host. So once you have this batch script ready, so you can submit this to the queue as usual. Then you can check for your job if it is running. So it is running now. And now you need to search for the files that are called learn. And you can see here that this is the output file that is obtained from the present job that is running here. So then you can open this file or read the content. I will use more for this task. And then you go to a line that starts with HTTP, the name of the node where the job is running, and it ends with a token. So in this case, you select the entire line and you copy this with Control C, for instance. Then you go to this corner and click on Select Kernel. Here you select the existing Jupyter server and you paste the line that you just copied and click on Enter. So it will ask you for a name for this server, and I will leave it as it is. It's just the name of the computing node. Enter. And here it asks you for a environment. So if you haven't created an environment for this notebook, then you can select a Python 3, right, which is the default one. But if you have created an environment for this Jupyter notebook, then you can select that. In my case, I created an environment called DaskEnv. So I will select this. And as you can see here, the environment has been obtained, right? And then you can start running your notebook. So here you click on Execute Cell, and you can see that it's running the notebook. Go to the next cell, and it's running. So that's the way to connect a running Jupyter notebook on Kebnekaise to your local VS Code editor. So the last thing is if you want to cancel a job that is running, then you type SQ --me. And if you don't want this Jupyter notebook running any longer, then you can cancel it as usual. Is cancel. So you don't have any job running, and you can then close the remote connection to Kebnekaise.